You are watching All About Alpena. All About Alpena is produced by Alpena Marketplace Productions, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. daily. Visit us often on the web at www.allaboutalpena.com. Once there, you can email us with your thoughts, concerns, questions, and of course we have our updated schedule there. Or feel free to call us at 354-2295. For your viewing pleasure, this broadcast of the Municipal Council meeting of Alpena is made possible by the funding provided by the City of Alpena. Thank you for your generosity.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state, and that you will faithfully perform the duties of councilperson in and for the City of Alpena, County of Alpena, and State of Michigan to the best of your abilities, so help you God?
I do.
Okay.
No, we didn't get married. She's really going to be mad.
Those candles are starting already.
You didn't have to move.
I saw a guy in there. He looks at me like beige or not.
Okay, good evening and welcome to Alpena City Council meeting of March 4th, 2013. Call the order, please.
Eiler.
Here.
Nielsen. Here. Nowak.
Yes.
Sexton.
Here.
Walgora.
Here. Stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll approve the minutes of regular session February 18th, 2013, and closed session of February 18th, 2013, and special session of February 20th, 2013. Just need a receipt. Everything's fine. Oh, we don't even do that. Sorry, wrong meeting. Are there any modifications to the agenda this evening? Appearing before City Council on agenda and non-agenda items shall be allowed a maximum of 5 minutes each to address their concerns. It's the only time during City Council that citizens are allowed to address the council. If you do come, please state your name and address for our records. I'll start. I won't walk all the way down there, but I'll just start briefly by welcoming Mike Nowak to our council. Congratulations on your win, and to Susan as well. To continue working here, and certainly publicly thank Mike Pollack for taking our position that we appointed him to for the several weeks there. Oh, Mike's right here. Thank you, Mike. But if anybody else would like to has anything for us.
My name's Mike Pollack. I live at 1008 State Street. First, I'd like to start off saying congratulations to the new two city council people. Like I said at the League of Women Voters, if I didn't win, I'd be confident on anybody that was running. that any of them would have done a good job. And it was a great campaign that everybody was just so civil and nice to each other. It was just very nice. And I'd like to thank everybody else that ran. I'd like to thank Sean, Sam, and Matt for giving me a chance to do something for the community for the 3 months, 6 meetings. I think I'll go down in history as the shortest term for a council person. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to do that. It was nice. Very excited for you too. You guys got some exciting things coming up. Got a new manager to pick, and you got some tough things with the budget and stuff. So good luck on your council seats. And it was, like I said, really nice. I'd like to thank some of the department heads that I worked with. I had a million questions for some of them and some things to get done. And like always, they were very professional, and it was nice to work with them. Bill, really nice working with you. Greg, even as a citizen, thank you for stepping up to the plate as a city manager. Good luck at running for trying to get the city manager thing. I think you would do a good job. You've been doing a good job at it so far. Karen, what can I say? You're a sweetheart. You're just such a pleasure to work with. Thank you for the time. And once again, like I'll thank everybody. And as long as everything goes as planned, I'll be running again in November. So thanks again to everybody. Good luck.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, there are no announcements this evening. The consent agenda is bills to be allowed, and B is a budget amendment to transfer $250 from the police department to the information technology department to purchase a desktop scanner.
I move we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Roll, please.
Neilsen?
Yes.
Nowak?
Yes.
Sexton?
Yes.
Walagora?
Aye.
Eiler?
Yes.
We have a public information hearing for the United States Department of Agriculture Rural Development grant application for police vehicles. I didn't ask earlier, but am I turning the meeting over to you or just open to the a Rich?
There'll be a report by Chief
Okay.
Jet.
So I'll open it to public session first. Too much of there, sorry. And then report by interim police chief. Joel, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Don't everybody cheer at once, so it's probably the shortest report I've ever given. So, as the council and hopefully the citizens are aware, we're attempting to get funding for 2 police cars through the USDA through grant funding. Basically, our match would be roughly $39,000, 60% of the estimated cost of the project, and we're seeking 2 grants, $13,000 each from the USDA. We're very confident the funding will come through. Not guaranteed, but so far things are looking real good. We met with the area specialists through the USDA like 3 or 4 weeks ago. All the paperwork has been submitted, and the public hearing tonight was actually one of the final steps in the application process. So once this is completed, hopefully we'll be hearing in a very short period of time that we've been approved for the funding. That is it. Thank you.
Excellent.
Yes, sir. I'm
Can
sorry.
I show you a picture?
Oh, yes, thank you. Forgot about where we were? Yeah. Just for those that are curious, let's see. This is a concept of a new cruiser. It's going to be a 2013, possibly 14, Ford Interceptor. It's basically a Taurus chassis, but beyond that, it's built from the ground up as a police interceptor. They didn't waste anything on these cars. It's, heavy suspension, everything right from the ground up is built for the rigors of police duties. So we're very excited about it. Several departments have already transitioned to this vehicle, and it's gotten very high reviews. It's an all-wheel drive also, so this seems to be the car that everybody's going to, and for good reason. This, again, the graphics, we're going back to the traditional black and white scheme for patrol cruisers, and we're probably not going to have the badge on the front. We're thinking about just extending the banner all the way up to the front. So this is still in the works. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Then we open up to public comment once more. Were there any requested, were there any written comments from the public? No. Okay, we'll close public comment and open this to council discussion. Talked about it a bit at the CIP meeting. Mike, do you have any questions about that? Or?
No.
Oh, you were also there. Were there? So we're good. There's no action on that. I
Nope,
think
they
it's
just need to
a
have a public hearing.
Okay. Report of officers. The bids this month. Communications and petitions. We have Mike Konjorski for a proposal to develop a new bridge to the Island Park. And Rich.
Just from the graphics. Yeah, I had a cover memo, and I'll just give a little bit of background. It's probably a month or so ago that Mike contacted the city with a proposal and request to construct a new bridge for one that we were looking to replace in the next couple of years that connects Island Park and Duck Park. When he came forward with his idea, it was for a covered bridge that would be hand-built, and it certainly intrigued us at the city. He then invited us to his property where he has constructed one of these bridges, and Don Gilmet, Rich, and myself drove out there and met Mike and also John Gilmet, and we got to see what he had constructed over a couple-year period firsthand, and I have to say we were very, very impressed. We were pretty much blown away. His offer is to basically build a very similar or identical bridge, be slightly longer than the one he constructed on his property there in the park. He looks at this as a community project, one where he is giving back to the community. And since this connects to the island, we did bring this to the Wildlife Sanctuary Board a week ago at their meeting, or 2 weeks, whatever that was. And they were also very duly impressed. And a lot of that is based on experience. Mike had done previous work on the island, totally rebuilt the stairways and added some lookouts that were far beyond the expectations of the board in the city. And so the board unanimously recommend approval of moving ahead with this project, even though they know, because it will take a couple years to do, that there may be periods where access to the island will be limited. The long-term benefits that we're going to receive far exceed that inconvenience that we may have to deal with. Once we said Mike is looking to do this with his materials and his labor, the city participation will be where it's needed. Primarily, part of that will be to get electricity to the site, as there will be lights planned for this. We will need to get electricity down to the property, and any other contingencies that may come forth, that may develop as the project moves forward. At this point in time, Mike will present his ideas, which has pictures for the public to see. Most of these you have seen already previously with information provided in your last packet, and at this point in time is really looking for approval from the council so that he can proceed, as he is ready to start felling trees for this particular bridge. So with that, I'll turn it over to Mike, and
right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me, and this is new to me, of course, but what I would like to do, actually, I come to these individuals, Greg, Rich and Don, and they've opened their arms up to the idea that my community's been so good to me in the past and given my family so much that I just simply want to give back. And there is one skill that a lot of people don't know I have, and of course everybody knows that I've ran a grocery store for 35 years, but in doing so, I've also hand-hewed 2 log cabins and built a covered bridge and built a hand-hewed, other things that I've done. And I just want to have the chance to simply build a hand-hewed bridge for the community, and I don't want the community to feel like the city's got to be the burden for the cost on this. It's something I want to do, but I want to make it a community project. In doing so, if an individual comes to me and says, Michael, I want to help you. It's like, if you want to help, pay for the concrete, go for it. I have no problem with it, but I just want it to be a community involved project because I will be in center stage for a couple of years, because where it's going to be built is right where I can't build it off site. It's got to be built right on site there, where the river center is going to be possibly built someday. So if I get the okay in the very near future, like in the next 2 days, the timber's already been chosen. I will be cutting the timber, and I will be starting to hand hew. We've got to redo the footings and foundation. We already know it needs some help. Working with Rich, we've got some unique layouts on how we've got to actually restructure the foundation, the footings and everything, and I'll guarantee that thing will hold anything you guys want. Anybody wants to drive over it. But I think if we do that, and then I've got a water tower I want to build also. I want to build a water tower so the young ladies that actually water all the plants that are around this facility, when it's built, it'll be unique to have a water tower that it's old school water tower where it'll be elevated like 30 feet in the air. It's pictured there. That'll be the water tower, just like you see along the railroad stations back in the 1800s. But we're going to build that water tower before the access, and in doing so, the young ladies of the community that do take care of all the plants and flowers of our community, it'll be a unique thing where we'll be able to put 1,200 gallons of water in that water tank, and they'll be able to simply water the plants much more user-friendly. And what I want to do is actually flow the plants right through into the bridge and the approach and the way too after it's all said and done. I'm sure Rich has got some unique layouts on there about what the bridge is actually going to look like. When it's done, it's going to be different than that. It's going to be a lot of the same hand-hewed work, but I have very few individuals in the community that know how to build like this. Myself, Frank Herman, and I have 2 other employees that are very highly skilled in this trade of hand-hewing stuff and building things with wooden pegs and how to structurally strengthen. But as it's on the screen, what we're going to have is we're going to have the bridge is going to be 66 feet long, all hand-hewed, hand-split shakes, and we also are going to have 4 platforms that are going to lead down to the river where there'll be fishing platforms. And what we want to do is we want to use a natural shale of around this area to actually landscape the fishing platforms and the foundation and hide all of the I-beams and structural strength we need to actually make this work. And so it'll all look professionally done and clean looking. And so with your vote, I would like to have a green light to do this. And I want it to be a community involved challenge and something we can be proud of in our community for hundreds of years to come. And that's all I would love. Thank you.
I'll just go through a couple of these pictures real quick, and I mean, Mike, if you want to, this is that's actual picture of the bridge that Mike has built out on his property. And you can see there is some structural steel framing underneath here. These are the foundations and the structural steel that went into place, all hand-laid brick that he built that out of. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous structure.
St. Anne's brick. I went to St. Anne's.
structural steel that you cannot see it from.
Right, exactly. And I don't have the approaches done on it yet. I've got all that hand carved, and all them structural things that you see away and before, that'll all be hand carved. It's drying right now. That's what makes this a 2 or 3 year project, because in cutting the timber right now, I'm going to be able to mill it very shortly and start hand hewing it. And then we actually pile it on the site, and it actually sits there a year while we work on the footings and foundation with Rich Engineering, helping me make sure everything's structurally sound. We get it, hopefully we can build a temporary bridge so the island can still be used. I don't know if I can pull it off, but I want to build a temporary 4-foot walkway to the bridge. I'm going to try it. If I can pull it off, then I'll get right on the footings foundation, get that secured, and restructure the part so we can get it covered. And then I might not get a railing system on it, but what I can do is I can simply put a rail 4 feet wide, and you'll be able to walk over it all winter, the bridge, the foundation part of the bridge. Then the next year we will take and we'll uncover the hand-hewed stuff, and then we start making the dovetails, bird mouths, all the different notching things, and people are welcome to come down and see how this old trade school thing is done. You know, you don't see it anywhere else. You know, it's just something you do with your hands, and it's just slow and unique, but structurally, there's nothing stronger. We see barns still standing 100 and some years, and they just have wooden pegs. So will it stand? It'll stand a hurricane. I'll guarantee it. Yeah, you look at that.
That's easy to
Go ahead.
There's just a couple of pictures of it during construction.
Yeah, the process and how it's because it steps, and it'll be unique to see it in the community being built in this way, because people pretty much, when it's done, they'll miss seeing the progress and the steps, because it is so interesting. It's so unique, and so.
This was all, hand hewed.
Right, it's all, yeah.
Just absolutely gorgeous.
For that top rail there, that is one piece.
Right,
That's
and
one
there'll be a rail
tree.
system. See, the rail system's not done in this bridge. This bridge is not done yet. We still got about a year's work, but it's far enough where I can actually drive over it, and, but just unique little things like that add class. And,
But it was this bad. He wouldn't let Don Gilmet back the car across the bridge.
Well,
He did it himself. So.
I want to put the first ding in the bridge.
These were all hand hewed, hand together.
So, it's all wooden pegs. You can see the wooden pegs, and you can see the rotary joints and the bird's mouths. And I know some of you people don't understand that language, but it's just the form of the things that Frank Herman and I understand. And Frank has built the hand-hewed cabin, and he's clever than day is long too. So,
just kind of an example of the setting and the stone
right,
work.
and then the stone work, and not only shale stone in this one because it'll bring the city together. So.
And then design.
Yeah, that's the structural design that I drew up, and me and Rich worked on, and we've got the fishing platforms, and we got new I-beams going across. The 6 that are there are nothing wrong with them. The concrete abutments are strong. We just gotta secure them to the back abutments. So you got 4 abutments that are gonna be there. So, but they're all gonna be interlocking. So it'll make it that much stronger. At least 80,000 40-ton will be able to drive over that when we're done. So you'll have no problem taking whatever you want over there. So thank you very much.
And one other thing, and Greg hit on it. When Mike approached us, he didn't approach us asking for money. He approached us and asked permission. Can I do this? Not, can you do this, but I need this. Right. So I just,
And there's one other person that I want to add to the bunch. Mark Nowakuski is going to be the man that runs the excavators that set the things. He does some work for the city. Guy's amazing. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Discussion.
We're open for discussion now.
I love it. I kept waiting for the bug to jump out. Everything about it is perfect. But will we have cameras on it? Can it have cameras?
Yes, we've already talked that we would have security cameras around it. It will be Mike will be running conduit and wiring
Yes,
in order
that'll
to have
run
lights
through.
underneath it. We'll have outlets so that we can, during the holidays, decorate it with lights. But yes, our intent is to have 24-hour security on it.
Good.
So that it
Yeah.
stays in the condition.
And I think,
as the day is.
I know our youth in this community will never hurt that bridge, I'll guarantee it. Because, no, it'll be okay. It'll be passionate. So, you gotta have faith.
We do,
No,
but we
you
still,
know, yeah,
we still
when it
want
comes
to.
to- Greg is right, I'm running conduit for everything because what I have planned and vision, once the bridge is built at 66 feet, then I try to run it right to the gardens with the stone and stuff. And if you guys wanna, if we come up with an idea, we put some lights of some kind, you know what I mean, approach in a way, and then it illuminates at night, and it just has those shadows, and it'll just look so unique, so I think, yeah, definitely, I'll have all that conduit in there, you can put any kind of lighting you want, so. You pay the power bill.
Okay, we'll do that.
I'd like to add to what Susan has said, speaking of cameras, if the college has a program that can dovetail with this, before this thing starts, we should have maybe a time-lapse photography set up.
We had already talked about
in a minute
doing
and a half
that
or
to
2
actually
minutes,
show
see
the whole
thing.
progress over the 2
That would
years
be
or so.
fabulous to
Yes.
have on our website.
That would be fantastic.
So, yeah, we were talking about that just today, Rich brought it up about setting up a camera at the beginning, showing the dismantling of the existing bridge right up to until the completion of the new one.
We'd probably be able to generate quite a bit of revenue, just if we frame some of the prints. I'm sure, it's going to be so gorgeous.
That's phenomenal. I mean, just the fact alone that Mike wants to step up and give this back to the community and get the community involved. I mean, just think if any one of us can just give just that little bit. I've always said that if you're going to do anything like that, it's not something as grand as maybe building a bridge, but taking the leaves for your neighbor up to the disposal and such, and helping out around your neighborhood is phenomenal. And volunteerism is fantastic, and thanks a lot, Mike.
Greg, we treat him like a contractor, and as far as like liability goes,
Right, he'll have his own insurance, and we'll have copies of that, and probably have to have the city as an additional insured because it's working on the city property, but yeah, that'd be no different than anything else.
That's something we
Yeah,
take.
we would have to deal with that, but we'll take care of that beforehand.
Just to build on what Mike said too, this is not a culture where people act selflessly that much anymore. Certainly, I get frustrated as a person if we're very self-centered anymore. So to see him just kind of volunteer his time and energy and resources to give back, and I think that sounded very sincere and compassionate. I hope Alpena realizes and appreciates what he's offering us. So I think that's wonderful. With that in mind, maybe that's something we can come back to. Maybe we could give him some credit for it on the bridge, whether it's a plaque or a name
There'll be
or
something
Dorsey
there.
Crossing or
Yeah, there will be recognition.
Every bridge has to have a name.
Mike shied away from that with the work on.
Mighty Mike.
He shied away from it when he did all the work on the island, but I don't think this is one that we can overlook or let pass by the opportunity to give credit where it's definitely due and deserving.
And I do think if people are curious about the workmanship, is go on the island now and see what he's already done, and I said it exceeded everybody's expectations, and that was enough of a gift right there. I couldn't help but watch the gardening club get teary-eyed when you're talking about the water tower and stuff. So I think that'll be a neat touch as well.
And
Yeah, I know we really appreciate it, Mike.
in media, it's community to build a covered bridge to the island. That's how it reads. Not Jaworski. Thank you very much. Community to build a covered bridge to Sportsman's Island.
You want to spell that for him?
They can't
Community.
If I'd have known all along, we can tell them what to write, I think.
Yeah, they listen to him, though.
What'd you say?
It does feel like we have, to dovetail on what you said, We have so many people in the community who are willing to do almost anything as long as you keep the kids away from their cars and off the streets. But there are very few people who will step up and show kids what they ought to be. And I think this is a perfect opportunity for that.
And in terms of a capital project, Rich could probably give you the price that it would have cost us to do this by ourselves if we were able to come up with the money to do it. It's one of these capital programs, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, and we've kicked down the road a few years as governments all over are so getting so good at doing, but this takes a great financial load off the city too, and that deserves to be acknowledged, that whatever the city contributes to this, whether it's steel or concrete or whatever, it will be a fraction of what it would have cost the city to do it by itself. So whatever Mike said about being humble and anonymous, this is not the first time he stepped forward to help his community, and it won't be the last time, I'm sure. So thanks again. How can we not do this?
All right, well, as usual, the council has left me very little to say. It's all right, though. I've known Mike and his family and over the years and have seen what he's capable of doing. As long as staff has no apprehension with what he's doing and how it works, and I'm fine. Excellent with it.
We just ask for a motion to authorize Mike to move forward, and he'll work with Rich. We will be applying, we probably will need a permit from the DEQ, and that we will go ahead and get that application in. And Mike's got plenty of work to do initially ahead of time.
I gotta start cutting timber tomorrow,
so he'll be busy.
I won't be there tomorrow, believe me.
So we'll go ahead and get that process started right away.
I would be very happy to make that motion.
Second.
When you're ready.
Nowak?
Yes.
Sexton?
Yes.
Walagora?
Aye.
Eiler?
Yes.
Neilsen?
Yes.
All right.
Thanks again.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, no unfinished business. We have new business, appointment to boards, council. If, what we have is several board positions that are left open due to the appointments and the election process, and I kind of put it out to council the other day that when I was elected, I was the only new person. So I basically just, unless I had an issue with it, I basically just took the outgoing mayor's positions on all the boards, and everybody else stayed relatively the same. Now that there's quite a few openings, if anybody wanted to do any type of shuffle process, now would be the time to either show interest.
So. Uh-oh.
Target the Target Market Visioning Subcommittee, and I'd like to remain on the Medical Marijuana Committee, and I'm already on the hunt board.
We still have a medical marijuana committee?
It's as needed. There's possible changes in the state law. If they do affect our ordinance, we would bring the committee back. Actually, previously, Dave Karshnick served as the council representative. Susan was on as a planning commission rep, so if she comes on as a council rep, then we'll just appoint a new planning commission rep if it's needed.
No, it was clear target market visioning, medical marijuana. There was a fourth.
What did you say?
Hunt, which is all the others.
Hunt, target, clear target market visioning, and the medical marijuana. Was there another one that you said?
No, unless there is need. Isn't there one that is under, well,
And Mike, did you just say that you were interested in
I was, yes, I was interested in Target, but being new here as well, I'm very open to helping out wherever and whatever board it is well.
Will you be able, will you want to continue as the alternate on Target? I don't know what your schedule.
But whoever between them two is not on there, let them be the alternate if they want. There seems to be interest.
I'd rather be on the board, on the full board.
Okay. You okay with that? You want to just take the?
I'll take the alternate on that one. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not even going to be sporting about it. You just draw numbers.
No one is sporting.
In that case, I'm in.
Okay. So Target's done. There's no alternate on the hunt board.
No, they meet. They don't meet. How often do they meet?
What's that?
Hunt board. It's not very
Quarterly.
Right.
Quarterly.
It's not an every week or a month.
The Intergovernmental Public Safety and Roads Committee, they're not doing that anymore.
The roads committee does
Still gonna do the
meet. Yes,
roads.
that one does. I know Rich attends that as far as for staff.
What about the other ones? Under the way that the new IG works, are all these committees still?
So I didn't think, I guess I don't know which one. I know recycling and roads, but
Well, the air water, that still meets, doesn't it, Sam?
Yes, we haven't had many meetings, we haven't had any yet this year, but it's still
It's that
a
one
going
still.
concern.
Air quality.
Um,
So the ones that are open right now on that are Public Safety and Roads Committee.
Did I understand correctly that the public safety doesn't meet anymore?
I don't know if they do.
I don't
I
know.
think maybe that they're meeting, but they're not reporting to intergovernmental anymore. Is that?
Quite possibly.
That's how they're-
I can say that I'm on intergovernmental communications, and we have not met.
Well, I
Since
guess
I've
we
been
should
there,
put somebody
but they've
there.
changed the format, so I'll keep my position on that. In the event that they do meet and we have somebody, maybe it's something we should open up a discussion just quickly at our next IG meeting and find out what everybody else thinks.
Well, I'd be happy to sit on roads or public safety, wherever we need somebody.
Okay. Same here.
When does that meet usually, Rich? The road committee? It's 10 in the morning.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. It's usually on a Thursday. I think they just rescheduled this next one to May 2nd.
Second, yes.
You have preference, Mike?
Probably public safety would be my preference.
No, so on the IG roads committee.
IG roads. And Mike is gonna sit on public safety.
I do have a question going back up to the downtown development authority.
Yeah, I saw that was.
Right now, the city manager, myself, is sitting on it. It's either the city manager or the mayor. It was the city manager before, but we just left it because of the situation last year. But if that's strictly up, I guess, to the council, if you want to put it, if you would rather sit on that, that's fine. Otherwise, I'll continue and through as long as I'm sitting here, and then.
If you're okay on it.
Yeah, I have no problem.
Okay, because I'm about meeting down.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure.
They meet during the day.
Yes.
So,
I thought that worked out well with Thad before, because it seems to be a pretty active relationship.
yeah, then there's no, it counts out.
Yeah, no problem.
Matt, I'd be happy to serve on the sanctuary board if you want one less. If not, then I'd be happy to be the alternate there.
You know, I was figuring that if somebody was really interested in that, because I don't know that I'm making it to everything. Then, so if you want to take it as an alternate, or you want to take the position as somebody?
I would take it. I guess the rationale is the college is trying to build a underwater marine technology program.
Oh,
So it just
yeah.
seems like maybe it would be a good
Okay.
fit both ways there.
I would be the alternate if you feel there's needs there.
Okay. Let me find that. Is there an alternate on that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where is that? On the
It's
list.
about a third of the way down. It's the third of 4 yellow ones.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh, you don't have
TBN.
yellow.
No, I lost my yellow one. I go back. All right. Okay, NEMCOG, that's only empty because staff takes that.
Well, I've served on it since I've been here as the primary. There is usually, though, an alternate if that's needed. I think Mr. Karshnick may have served as that in the past. So if you do want to elect an alternate, or if you prefer to have one of you as the primary, it's worked well since it is a planning, primary planning with the planner doing it, it's worked well.
Okay, I don't see any sense in changing that.
It would just be for an alternate if it's needed.
Now the one up above that has that I'm on, the NEMCOG Regional Economic Development Advisory Committee, that has an open alternate seat as well. Would that be, does that hand in hand with Target at all?
Target is involved with that, yes.
So I'm just wondering if Susan might want to be an alternate to that, because
Sure.
they do projects together, NEMCOG and REDAC and Target.
What that group does is they meet usually once or so a year. NIMCOG has to put together what's called a SEDS plan. It's a Community Economic Development Strategy. And it's a requirement, and it has, from all the various counties within our COG, projects and goals that it sets up, and then individual projects. And those projects must be included in the plan in order to be eligible for EDA funding. So then that's reviewed and approved by the REDAC when they meet. So it's not something that you're going to be going to every month. It's probably a once a year, or a couple times a year type of thing.
One correction real quick, and the policies that move us forward, subcommittee, Sam and I are both already on there, it just says Eiler.
Oh,
In the bottom third.
it's a white one, yeah.
Oh.
How often does the building a strong understanding, consistent visioning? How often does that mean?
It's probably about quarterly. It has not, none of them have met in a while. We do need to get those back on track.
Do you want 2 council people on that or one?
There's always usually at least 2 on each one, or there are 2, not more than 2.
I would be willing to do that one if you want to. It says and.
Got an and there to.
Yeah.
Is there
Yeah,
already
yeah,
an
yeah.
and?
2 council were serving, so.
It was Dave before.
Is that the building a strong consensus?
Understanding.
Or understanding
Consensus
consensus.
visioning.
Susan, did you take the clear target market visioning subcommittee as well?
I did.
You got a full list.
Do you want that, Mike?
Yeah.
Do you,
I'm sorry.
if you're interested in that,
In the clear market targeting visiting subcommittee?
yeah.
Yeah, I would be happy to work on that.
If you want my spot on that.
Sure.
Do we each have to, is there like there's some policy that says that we each have to have a certain amount of these?
As long as you
No.
have the most, right?
That was
The only policy.
So you stepping off of that one? Matt?
If you're interested in that, it does meet. We met quite a.
The clear target is the one Mike's gonna take?
Yeah, and Mike and Susan as well.
Okay.
We met a few times throughout the year, so Karen and Steve.
Yeah, Steve is not here.
Steve Schultz from engineering.
Okay.
retirement board.
Yeah, a member on the retirement board.
Do that one.
Sam, you took that one.
Sam.
And has anyone taken the Historic District Commission?
No.
I will.
What is that?
Last of the
Oh, the
4
Historic
yellows.
District?
Historic District Commission.
Sanctuary board, do you want to be the alternate in that? Somebody said
Um,
that. Susan already.
I'll be the alternate.
okay.
I'm sure we have
As
that.
long as we got it all covered.
Got that one now. Then there's the Park
Park
Family
Family.
Foundation. That was a one-year appointment. Do you want to click on that?
Sure. The headlines in the newspaper Wednesday. They make that a shorter appointment. Following the ways of the Recreation Commission.
That was you also, wasn't it?
Yes.
Alpena County Central Dispatch Policy and Procedures Committee. Not approved.
Where's that in there?
It's the second from the bottom.
Oh.
And that needs a lot, I'm assuming.
Do you know anything about that?
It says no alternate appointed. It doesn't say who
The Central Dispatch Committee of the county?
Yeah, I'm on the committee.
How often does that meet?
That is monthly, I believe, on that one. So, it's not usually an hour long, ballpark. We'll discuss issues, let's say about, all record services, any policies involving central dispatch as far as how calls come in, how they're handled. It's pretty straightforward.
Is that a daytime meeting or?
Yes. Typically around 1 to 3, 1 to 2, 1 to 3.
I can take that.
Okay.
If we need an alternate, I would do that.
No, I guess we don't on that one.
And then Thunder Bay Transportation. Greg, you're that right now.
Yes, I've been that since the beginning, since I got here.
You want to keep doing it?
Well, for now, I would like to continue to do that.
I'm right with that.
And we need to approve all these, right?
Did we cover all of them?
Yep,
All set?
and then last year you did it by, a motion, a second on each person for the ones that were
Can we
serving.
just do it all together? Do you really want to go through line by line, or?
Well, you could, like Wallagore, what he's serving on, then we said approved, and, yeah, we did 5.
Okay.
It's a little cleaner that way.
So if I understood correctly, the policy is rock, paper, scissors, if 2 of us want the same committee, that's how that works, okay.
That's the easiest way to settle things. It really-
And that way, I guess, if nothing else, that way anybody with their own list can double check to make sure that everybody, that they understand what they are on. We're starting with me.
Sure.
I can't move. Someone else, I would entertain a motion to accept me as
I'll make that
listed.
motion.
Second.
Okay, and that's the Dare Board, the Brownfield Authority, the Regional EDC, or REDAC, Nowak, Retirement. Did I say that right?
Well, I thought the
That's a
REDAC,
separate one.
That was Susan was gonna do
The
the redact.
redact, so it's just NEMCOG, right? For Matt?
Good thing we're going through these one at a
Yeah,
time.
that was Susan.
See?
I wrote Susan down as the alternate of the redact.
Right.
Right.
Was who, so are you gonna continue are you gonna be the alternate for the regular NIMCOG board?
Am I now?
I don't know. It says NIMCOG, I don't know if that's what that means.
I have, the only thing I have as
Because
an
up here-
alternate is MACNY.
I didn't know there were two different ones.
So
Yes.
staff has always served on them, Coach.
Right, but there should be, there has been an alternate in the past.
Oh,
I think it was Mr. Karshnick previously. as the
okay. I didn't,
alternate
I'm
for-
sorry, I didn't realize that.
Okay, so
So
Matt's gonna do the NEMCOG, right, just the board?
Right now, I can stay, I can take the NEBCOG board
As an alternate.
as an alternate. Who's the, and you're the?
I'm the-
Okay,
I'm
this
the
is
primary.
Greg. And then I would be an alternate on NEBCOG.
And the retirement board, the IG Communications, Natural Resources Visioning, Chamber of Commerce, and the alternate on MACNY. And you, Susan, did you make the motion?
I did.
And NEMCOG. And the alternate on NEMCOG
Yes.
as well. Okay.
And
Well,
who's-
actually,
I
Mike
made the
made
motion,
the
I'm sorry,
motion
and
and
then
I
I made the
second.
motion.
I second.
How's that?
I am ready.
You guys know what you're doing or not?
I have no idea.
Learning quick.
Okay.
Kind of a teacher.
Sexton?
Yes.
Walagora?
Aye.
Eiler?
Yes.
Nielsen?
Yes.
Nowak?
Yes.
Now it's Eiler?
Approve, we appoint Mike Nowak to the meeting, to the board as discussed.
And those are the Intergovernmental Public Safety, Clear Target, Historic District, Alpena County Dispatch, and the alternate to Target. Did I get them all, Mike?
I believe so.
That's what I had.
And who had the second on that one?
And did you say Alpena County procedures, policies and procedures?
No?
Okay, yep, I have myself down on that.
Are you on that one too? Okay,
Yes.
good, thank you.
So move we approve Susan Nielsen to the
Wait,
board.
excuse me.
Yeah.
I gotta do the roll call real quick. Sorry, I'm a little slow. Walagora?
Aye.
Eiler?
Yes.
Nielsen?
Yes.
Nowak?
Yes.
Sexton?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm only doing it now. I move we appoint Susan Nielsen to the boards as presented.
Okay, we've got Hunt, medical marijuana, Clear Target Market, Target, and you are the alternate to the Thunder Bay Sanctuary, NEMCOG REDAC. I don't have that right, do I?
Yes, that's
Okay,
right.
that's right,
That's right.
okay. And then Building Strong Consensus. And do I have a second on that one?
My second.
Okay.
There was a, for building strong consensus, that's on her, that's a regular board, that's not alternate, right?
You're right.
Because you did
Oh,
read it.
you're right, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll
that's
put that
a
up.
regular.
Okay. Tyler?
Yes.
Nielsen?
Yes.
Nowak?
Yes.
Sexton?
Yes.
Walagora?
Aye. And Sam.
Approve, move we appoint Councilman Eiler to the boards as presented.
My second.
And that's the Recreation Commission, Intergovernmental Air Water Quality, Policies on Visioning, the Visioning Policy, Natural Resources Visioning, Park Foundation, Retirement Board, alternate to the Intergovernmental Recycling. Is that correct? Okay. Nielsen?
Yes.
Nowak?
Yes.
Sexton?
Yes.
Walagora?
Aye.
Eiler?
Yes.
So,
Karen, we are gonna
Yeah, we have
get
to do,
updated.
Sean.
oh, sorry, I thought we did them all.
Sean.
Oh, yes. I'll make a motion that we approve the boards for Councilman Sexton.
Second.
That is the City Property Committee, Intergovernmental Recycling, Northeast Michigan Recycling, Consensus Visioning, Economic Development Visioning, MACNY, Intergovernmental Roads, Thunder Bay Sanctuary, alternate on the Recreation Commission. Nowak?
Yes.
Sexton?
Yes.
Walagora?
Aye.
Tyler?
Yes.
Nielsen?
Yes.
All right, now we are,
Didn't take long.
no, that wasn't bad. All right, next under new business, resolution number 2013-03, a resolution authorizing submission of a Michigan Department of Natural Resources Recreation Grant application for Northeastern State Trail Alpena Regional Trailhead Project.
Did you repeat that?
That was just the title.
Back in 2012, the city of Alpena submitted a funding application to the Michigan Department of Natural Resources Trust Fund for the development of a trailhead on Woodward Avenue, and to basically join the city's trail system with the Northeast State Trail, which runs up to Sheboygan. It's about a $350,000 project, and the city was asking for funding through that. We've attached a conceptual layout here exactly as was submitted before. In 2012, we ranked 4 points below the funding level that was needed. And that was after Greg and myself and staff went through, added additional information, got as many points as we possibly could. We had contact with our DNR liaison, and she basically said that they have changed the program this year and how they rank them. Because we are tied in with a state trail, we would get additional points and would likely, not guaranteed, but likely be funded. If we are interested, all we have to do is submit a letter of intent and a new resolution to them. They have our application on file with all the amendments that we made, so it's just basically the city council authorizing us to submit that. And I have attached the resolution. One thing, there are some minor changes from last year as far as the funding levels, but basically what we're committing to the city of Alpena is $41,500 in engineering, design, and construction fees. Do a real cash out of pocket for that. All the other funding levels are there, including the Top Michigan Trails Council, which is reserve funding from when they built the Northeast State Trail. City of Alpena, we're making up the difference there, but we are pursuing some additional funding, $1,021. Alpena Soccer Association, $1,000. Alpena County Youth and Recreation Fund, $40,000. Northeast Michigan Youth Advisory Council, $1,479. Community Foundation of Northeast Michigan, Common Grant, $2,000. Besser Foundation, $10,000, and the Alpena Noon Lions, $1,000. So there's $105,000 in match, $245,000 we're requesting from the trust fund.
As far as the Lions, that is pending.
Yes.
They may have voted on that, I'm not sure, otherwise it would be upcoming. I was told they were going to vote on supporting the trailhead, which we're very grateful for. The others we've contacted, and they've said they would, because most of those grants expire at the end of this year, because it was intended that we would have constructed the project this year. But they have agreed to extend those. I have not yet heard back from Besser. I have put in that request. I just have to double check on it, but I'm quite sure they will do the same. And that would just simply give us another year so that we can go through and then build this in 2014.
How secure is the $40,000 from the County Youth and Recreation Fund?
That has been approved, and we have advised them that we did not get funded, but we were led to believe we were likely to be funded for next year. They said, go ahead, we've executed the documents. We just need to go before them and request an extension.
What's their fiscal year? Same as the cities?
No, they run, I think,
calendar year.
Yeah, but I think October is when they usually make their decision on the funding for the following year. So we just need to in the summertime, advise them that we will be requesting an extension on that.
So they'll be voting in October of 13 for funding after January 1 of 14.
I think it actually finally gets approved in December.
Yeah, when the board approves it,
for the
yes.
next year, but we would ask for an extension through 14.
I move we adopt resolution 2013-03.
Sexton?
Yes.
Walagora?
Aye.
Eiler?
Yes.
Nielsen?
Yes.
Nowak?
Yes.
Move we adjourn to closed session.
Second.
I gotta call them. Walagora?
Aye.
Eiler?
Yes.
Nielsen? Yes. Nowak?
Yes.
Sexton?
Yes.
You are watching All About Alpena.